Hello, welcome to my channel and craft room. I really hope you enjoy this video. If you do, please click the like button and leave a comment. Both of these things really help out my channel, plus I love to interact and chat with you all. I would also love it if you subscribe so we could craft along together in future videos too. You can find me on other social media platforms as well. Those links will be in the description box under each video. I'd love for us to connect there too. Right, let's get crafting. Hello everyone and welcome back. A slightly different video today, not necessarily a crafting video, but it is a review of a crafting tool. So I have recently got into a little bit of card making. I definitely would not consider myself a professional card maker, but I do enjoy dabbling and making different greetings cards. And when I watch tutorials, I see people making these absolutely stunning cards using a foiling machine, one that you can run through your die cut machine. Now I do have a few different die cut machines. I have an electronic die cutting machine, the Cricut Explore Air 2, but that's not one that you can run dies through. It's a digital cutting, so you have a digital file and then you send it to that. But I do have a Sizzix Big Shot. I also recently bought the Big Shot Switch, which is an electronic running machine, so I don't have to crank the machine, it will just run it through electronically. And I also have a mini kind of Stampin' Up one, which is great for if I'm just doing very, very small die cuts. So I do have a selection. Now, I am a frugal crafter. I do try and look for good bargains and deals, and I thought, well, as much as I like the foil machines, I wasn't sure if it was something that I would use often enough to warrant the price, because they are pricey, as are a lot of tools in the crafting community. Some of them are quite pricey, and I get it because they're tools that you can use over and over again. There's lots of different things that you can do with these foiling machines. As I said, I've got a number of die cutting machines. Do I really need that many? Probably not, but they all have their own uses, so that's why I have so many. But I really wanted to give this foiling a try. So I had a little look and a little bit of a research. I don't have a huge budget, so price was a factor as well. The Gemini foil machine came up with really good reviews and everything, but it only works with the Gemini machines, which I don't have. Mine are Sizzix machines, as I've said. So I couldn't go for that one. The only other one, there was a Go Press. However, everywhere I looked, that seemed to be out of stock. I think the company that made that have, for some reason, pulled it out of production, so it's not being produced anymore. So I then started looking into the Spellbinders one, which is the other one. Of course, Spellbinders, it's a really good brand, but it also comes with a price. I did try and look out for it in the sales, but nothing kind of came low enough to the price range that I was prepared to spend. I then went searching on Amazon and I found a cheap version that looks like a Go Press, but it's not. And it's the closest match to the Go Press. And it's made in China, as most things are. And I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right, so I'm going to bring in the box. It is a siphon design, and it is a hot foiling machine. It is a smaller one, so it's not huge, which again is good because I have a small crafting room now. So for me, a small size was brilliant. And I saw this on Amazon, and it was, I think, £78 on Amazon, which was, I think, about the same sort of price as the Gemini one. I think the Gemini one was just slightly more expensive. It was, I think, 85 for the Gemini. But then, like I said, the Spellbinders is much more expensive. It's like 120 or 130. So I was really considering this one. However, this had no reviews on Amazon, and I'm somebody that likes to go by reviews. So I then took to YouTube, as we all do, and I couldn't find anything on YouTube either. I found one video, but the lady didn't say anything. She didn't speak. She didn't talk about what she was doing and how she was kind of putting her sandwich together or anything like that, or there was just, she wasn't talking, she was just kind of showing what she was doing. And I think her foils didn't turn out brilliantly. Whether she was testing different types of foils, I don't know. Like I said, she wasn't talking in there, and it was like a 2-minute video, so it was very, very quick. So I thought, well, I'll have a go at maybe purchasing it, and then I can do my own tests on it, because I thought £78 isn't too bad. I then had a little pop-up on AliExpress. They have this on AliExpress, and it's by this company, or this company on AliExpress. So it's the Siphon company, and they had it, and it was on sale for £34. Obviously, AliExpress, you need to add your tax on that, so I think it worked out about £38. Free delivery, and guaranteed within 11 days. I think I even had it quicker than that. I can't remember how many days it was, but it came very, very quickly. It was in this box and in a bag, so I mean the box is a little bit bent in the corner, but inside it does have all of kind of like the foam packaging and stuff, so it was really secure inside. Like I said, it's just the corners of the box which are a little bit dented. I want to show you the back very quickly, because this shows you everything that you get inside. So you get the actual foil press machine, you get a kind of heat pad which the machine sits on while it's heating up, you get a cooling mat, you get tweezers, you do get a roll of foil, and they do plugs for different areas of the world. So, sorry, I will try and tilt it so you can see. So they have 2 different colours. I only found the white, so I don't know, there must be a pink one, but they do have plugs, and you can select it when you're kind of selecting which one you want for US, EU and UK. This is exactly the same on Amazon, so again you can select your plugs for your region, but I went for it on AliExpress. I thought, well, £35, or like I said, 38 with the tax, I was happy to pay that. If it was not perfect, that wouldn't bother me, because I don't feel that it was that much money really to be crying over. If I had bought a Spellbinders one and paid over £100, then yes, I would be a little bit upset if the foils didn't work. So I have been doing some testers, and I just wanted to show you those. So I'm going to move the box out of the way. So this is the machine. I might have to turn it sideways just so you can kind of see it. So it's not huge, as you can see. If I open up the lid, there is a grid on here. So it does have centimetres, and then it does have inches up that side. So it's just over 8 inches tall, and it's just over 5 inches wide. So it's not a massive surface area, but as I said, that's fine for me. I don't have a huge craft room, so I don't want huge, great big machines. So it comes with this heat pad that you pop the machine on with. You also get the magnetic tweezers. Now I know that Spellbinders have updated their magnetic tool for picking up the dies, but when I was watching somebody who had maybe one of the original Spellbinders, they were having a bit of a problem that when you pick up, just trying to grab my mat, so they were having a problem that when you picked up that, it was hard to try and get it off then the tweezers when it was magnetised. So obviously if this is hot, you don't want to be putting your finger on it to kind of lift it off. This one I thought was really cool because the magnet is on the top piece, so when you have picked it up and you go to put it down, you just squeeze the tweezers and it drops the plate. So I thought these tweezers were very good and seemed to be better than the original Spellbinders one that I saw. I can't even remember the crafter's name, but I saw a crafter that was using the Spellbinders one, and they were struggling after they'd picked it up to then be able to put it down without having to try and touch it to pull it off. So yeah, so these come with the machine, as does the mat. They also advertise a roll of foil, and they've put on here exclusively designed for fine line detailed hot foil plates, and it's a lovely rainbow one. But I also got with the machine this pack, and this was really nice because there are about, I tried counting, but there are about 50 sheets in here, and this is for bold line and solid hot foil plates. So you get those. They're all gold though, so you don't get a variation of colours. They're all gold. but I thought that was really, really good. I also got this hot plate for free as well, put in there, which it isn't advertised on the box, so clearly, and that actually isn't advertised on the box, so clearly that's something that the seller from AliExpress has put in there. This is just a die that I have, so it's just a normal die. This is not a hot foil plate, because I've seen people use dies, and I wanted to test that out as well, because I have a lot of dies, so I wanted to see if it worked with that as well. So you get those. You obviously get your, sorry, reaching behind, your instruction manual, so it just tells you what's in the box and how to use it. It's very, very simple. It gives you the steps right there, and then you get your 12-month warranty, as you do with any electrical product. So let me show you my testers and how it works. So when I first received it, I did a tester straight away, because all excited, and this was the results that I got. So I did try it on black cardstock, and I think it turned out really beautiful, actually. You can see that it is slightly patchy in some areas, but as it does say in the booklet, you do have to fiddle around with the sandwich for the machine that you have. So as I said, I've got a Sizzix Big Shot, and I will talk about the sandwich that I have found to be best in a moment, but that was my first sort of quick try. I then tried out the die, and this is how it came out. Now, again, I wasn't using the right sandwich for this, so you can see in the light that there is a sort of shadowing of some of the foil around the outside. Now, when I was looking on AliExpress for this, they did have a little video demonstrating this on AliExpress, and they said if you ever did get this kind of around the edge, you can just use a normal rubber to erase that out. And I did try it, and it does actually work. So you can actually use a rubber, and it gets rid of any extra bits. So if you have a splodge of foil that's kind of come over, you can use a rubber. I did also test a glue rubber as well. That does the job as well. The only problem you will have is obviously if you've got bits that are sort of in between your lines, those will be very tricky to kind of rub out. But certainly the bulk bits around the edges, I was able to kind of go around with the rubber and do. But again, it's all to do with your sandwich and the pressure. I obviously had too much pressure on this that it was forcing the foil to heat all the way around the die. Okay, attempt number 3. I tried doing both together just to kind of save some time. Again, I was just playing around with the sandwiches. I think this came out much better. This one, I mean, it does say for fine line detailed hot foil plates. I think the rainbow one works so well with the dies. Like, it's flawless. There is no patchiness. It has been patchy on areas on this one. Mostly like kind of leaves up the top. This bit's not too bad down here. But I would say the die, this has worked brilliantly for, and it comes out really, really well. I then tried some white card to see how that would come up. Again, it's come up lovely, but this one, again, I was playing around with the sandwich, and again, I still got just slightly too much pressure. So you can see that there is some speckling of the foil inside the flower. I have got it on the outside. Again, you can use a rubber to rub that off. But it's also messed up some of the finer line details on this one as well. So the sandwich clearly is very important to getting a really good impression. Okay, this is one of my latest tries. So I tried a different sandwich for this one, and as you can see, the result is so much better. So if I bring on back this one, so you can see the detail here is much better on this one. Same as in here, it was all kind of splotchy there, and even the flower is much better. I've got slight sort of speckling there, but not as bad as I have here. This is much, much clearer. So yeah, this time it worked much better with that sandwich. I then decided, because I do get some little bit of patchiness here, I think the die works really, really well, as I said, with this rainbow, but I thought, well, if this is for bold lines, and there are some thicker pieces here, I wanted to try the gold. So I then tried the gold. It worked beautifully for this top one, which is the foil plate. not so great. I mean, it still worked, but not so great for the die. But again, I think it's because it is that finer detail. Obviously, it is the thinner lines. So I'm going to do another tester with you again now, and I'll show you the sandwich that I have found to work best. And this time I'm going to try and mix it up. So I'm going to try and do the gold for the top one and the rainbow for the bottom one, and see if we can get a perfect impression from those. So as I said, I'm going to use the rainbow one because it's for fine detailed for the die, and then I'm going to use this one for the actual foil plate. So all you need to do is you plug it in. It does have a switch, so it doesn't automatically start heating up, and then you flip it up. You then put your pieces down on here. So I'm going to try and line this up between the 5 and the 10. It's just so I know where to place my card. And then same for this one. Then this is going to be my gold foil for that piece. So you always put it colour side down. So whatever colour you're using, the colour faces down. Now I've got a couple of spare bits of rainbow, so this one I am going to be doing a bit of a patchwork with, and we can see if and how that works. I'm just going to pop those on there, and then again I'm just going to use some white card, and I'm going to gently place that on there. Okay, and then you just bring the lid down, and then you switch it on, and you'll see a little light appearing. I'm not sure how well you can see that on the camera, but yeah, there is a little red light there, and then you've just got to wait for that to turn green. So this is all going to heat up, and you just wait for it to turn green, which is why it's sitting on that mat, so it just protects your desk. So while we're waiting for this to heat up, I have brought in my Sizzix Big Shot, just so you can obviously see how it's run through the machine. I did find when I first used this, so when I first got it out of the box and I used it the first time, this did take a few minutes to warm up. When I used it repeatedly after that, so when I was going through and trying out my different sandwiches, it seemed to get quicker heating up. Obviously, I guess because the plates were already reasonably hot still. So yeah, you may find on your first use it will take a little while, but then obviously if you keep using it, then obviously where the plates are still warm, it will be much quicker. Okay, so it's just turned green. I did speed that up for you so you didn't have to stand here waiting with me. So all you do, once it's turned green, you just switch off the switch and unplug it from the side. Now the sandwich that I have found works best. So I just have this packaging card, but I did measure it. It's about 1/16 of an inch. So I just have that on top, and then the handy warranty that came with it, because this is a nice cardstock, I put that on top as well. And I found that is a really good sandwich. So as I said, I've got a thick packaging card there, which is about 1/16. And then I've just got the warranty that I use as well. But any old cardstock I think would be okay. I would say this is maybe 300 GSM-ish. So yeah, but if you do buy this, have a play around, see what you think. So you just pop it into your machine. Now, one of the key things that, even with the other foil machines, the Spellbinders, the Gemini, they just say to roll it through slowly. So that was something that I didn't really do much in the beginning. And I think the results have gone better when I have slowly put it through. So I'm not being quick. I'm just slowly rolling it through, and I'm going to roll it back. Again, nice and slow and steady. And then I'm going to do it one more time. This might be overkill, I don't know, but I've found that this has got the best results. Okay. So we just pop that back on there. I'm going to move my Big Shot out of the way. Okay, and then move my shims. And then we can have a look at the result. Okay, another trick that I've found is to peel slowly away. Before I was literally just like Band-Aid, rip it off. But yeah, after watching a couple of videos, people say, no, just peel it slowly. So as you can see, I think that gold works better, I think, because that is thicker, that side. Let's see how this one turned out, because I did layer this up a little bit, didn't I? Oh, but actually that turned out fine as well. Yeah, so it's a little bit thicker, obviously, where it overlapped. But you've got that beautiful gold shimmer on there. And as I say, I think what I'm so excited about is the fact that it does work well with dyes, because I do have quite a good dye collection. I don't have any more hot foil plates. I have ordered a couple. So that's why I'm just repeating using the same one over and over again, because this is the only hot foil one that I have at the moment. But I have got a couple on order. But yeah, I am absolutely loving these results. And as I say, for, let's just call it £38. For £38, I think this is a brilliant machine. As I say, I'm not a professional card maker, but I wanted just, I don't know, something extra, something fun to add to the cards that I am making. And yeah, I think this is going to be fun to play with. Well, thank you very much for joining me today. As I say, I am absolutely chuffed with this machine, considering the price of it. I think it's absolutely brilliant. It works really, really well. Is it as good as a Spellbinders machine? I couldn't tell you. I don't have a Spellbinders machine. But certainly, as I say, for my level of card making, I think this is absolutely perfect. I will pop the links down below for AliExpress if you were interested in ordering this from AliExpress. And for those that I know don't use AliExpress, I will also pop the link down for Amazon as well, in case you were interested in purchasing these. Last time I looked, as I say, there were no reviews on Amazon. So that's why I felt I wanted to do this review here on YouTube. Well, thank you very much for joining me. I hope you found this useful, and I will see you all in the next crafty video. Thank you very much now. Bye bye.